Nepean, this is your first game today, right? So make sure that you know that you have to speak into the microphones from a distance of, I don't know, 10 centimeters or so.
Hello. No problem.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, anytime the quizmaster's ready.
Is there a problem, Woodroffe? There seems to be a problem.
Oh, Woodroffe, is there a problem?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Who's the coach, Woodroffe?
Mr. Hyba's not here today. Okay, Woodroffe, what's the problem? Is there a problem, Woodroffe? Oh, I see.
Just have a fight. Whoever survives.
Yeah. Listen, excuse me, Woodroffe, there's no substitutions allowed in a game. But at the start of the game, if you want to give a fourth, or I mean a fifth or a sixth player chance to play, you're welcome to do it. But once you've got the 4 people up there, we can't allow substitutions in a game. We could, but we don't want to. You can switch right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a magic marker if you need a black marker. You can start with 3, but for the whole game, you should stay with 3. Yeah. We've actually had a game where somebody came really late. Yeah. There's a marker up there, but here's another one. There we go.
Please abandon the building. Abandon the building now.
Okay.
What about the guy who walked into the bar?
Your quiz mistress for this game between, I find it hard to say, between Woodroffe and Nepean. I'll ask the players to introduce themselves to you now, beginning with Woodroffe at the top, please.
Steve Delroy. David Wright. I'm Josh Crane.
Steve Rich. Peter Lawrence.
Ron Bodkin.
Ken McLeod.
Dave Wilson.
Okay, we'll play 3 rounds of questions with a minute break between each round. Now, if the scorekeeper is ready, let us begin. Good luck to both teams. 40-point snap start to round 1. What is the Indian name for the original site of Quebec City? Yes, Ken?
Hochelaga.
No, that's incorrect. Woodroffe, do you have an answer? Okay. The answer is Stadacona. How many standard time zones are there in the world? Peter?
24.
That is correct. If a doctor writes on a prescription, TID, how often should you take the medicine? Peter?
Once a day.
That's incorrect. Woodroffe? Steve? D?
Twice in a day.
That's incorrect. 3 times daily. How many readings must a bill have in the House of Commons? Steve?
3.
That's correct. 30-point open question now on writers. Identify the following British writers. Who was best known for the Forsyte Saga in 1922 and also wrote several successful dramas about social problems? What is the name of this British author?
Bernard Shaw.
That's incorrect. Right, 2.
Oscar Wilde.
That's incorrect. That's John Galsworthy. Which English poet was best known for his poems about the sea? Example, saltwater ballads, and was also poet laureate of England from 1930 to 1967. Charles?
Keats.
Nepean? Steve
Smith.
Masefield, John Masefield. Last question on writers. Which English playwright, actor, composer, director was noted for his versatility, wit, and sophistication, principally in comedies about the spoiled, snobbish rich? Steve R.
Woody Allen?
Incorrect.
Okay.
Answer, please.
Oscar Wilde.
Incorrect. The answer is Sir Noel Coward. 30-point open question on geography. The following questions deal with Western Canadian geography. Question number 1. Where is the largest freshwater port on Canada's Pacific coast? Ron?
British Columbia.
Incorrect. Steve?
Port Alberni?
The answer is New Westminster. What was the original Cree word for the city of Regina? Steve? No? Nepean, do you have an answer? Wascana. Third and final question in this category. Which mining community bears the nickname of the hero of a dime novel? The answer is Flin Flon. All right, now we have a team question. The team which correctly answers the following 5-point scramble question may then answer the following questions. So for 5 points, list the set of prime numbers greater than 1 and less than 10. Ron?
3, 2, 5, and 7.
That is correct. So the next 3 questions deal with numbers, sets, and are for Nepean, and they may consult. List the set of successors of the members of the set 2, 3, 4.
3, 4, 5.
That is correct. Second question, list the set of successors of x if x plus 3 represents the set 5, 10, 15. Yes?
3, 8, and 13.
That is correct. Final question. List the set of natural numbers represented by x minus 3, where x represents the set of 3, 6, 9.
3 and 6.
That's correct. All right, we will now go on to 40-point open question on Canadian history, open to all members. The following questions all deal with famous Canadian firsts. Which city was the first in the world to have all streets lighted electrically in 1885? Yes, Peter?
Halifax?
That's incorrect. Woodroffe, would you have an answer? It's finished. Steve?
York?
Ottawa. In 1892, the first electrically cooked meal in history was served at the Windsor Hotel in Ottawa. The meal was prepared on an apparatus attributed to which man? Steve?
Edison?
No? Nepean? Ron?
Tupper.
Thomas Ahern. Thomas J. Ryan of Toronto made history in the world of sport with his invention of a new variation of bowling.
Lawn bowling.
Incorrect. I'll finish the question for Woodroffe. What was this variation of bowling? Steve?
By pinball?
That's correct. Final question in this category. The world's first electric streetcar system went into operation
San Francisco.
1887 in which Ontario community?
Toronto.
St. Catharines, Ontario. All right, 30-point open question now on gangster films. What actor played the part of Mad Dog Roy Earl in the 1941 film High Sierra? The answer is Humphrey Bogart. What actor played the famous informer Joe Valachi in the 1972 film The Valachi Papers? Ron?
Robert De Niro.
No, incorrect. Steve?
Clint Eastwood.
Charles Bronson. Final question. Jason Robards, Rod Steiger, and Ben Gazzara have all portrayed the famous gangster Al Capone in motion pictures. However, the story of Capone was first brought to the screen more than 25 years before. What was the name of the film starring Paul Muni, which many consider to be one of the most potent gangster movies ever made? Ken?
Scarface.
That's correct. Now we have an assigned question in which each member of either team is assigned a 10-point question. If you miss your question, your counterpart in the opposing team will have a chance at it for 5 points. I'll begin with Steve D. of Woodroffe. What is the most abundant element by weight on Earth?
Oxygen.
That is correct. David,
10 points.
name the 3 parts of the atom.
The proton, the electron, and the neutron.
That is correct. Now for Charles. What element is a diamond made of?
Carbon.
That's correct. Steve R., if you increase the pressure on a gas, what happens to the volume?
It decreases.
Okay. Team B. Peter, name 3 states of matter.
Liquid, solid, and gas.
Now for Ron, what is the most abundant element by weight in salt water?
That's oxygen.
That is correct. Now for Ken, what do the numbers 5, is that minus 10? Or 5, 10, and 5 on a bag of fertilizer indicate? 5, 10, 5.
The percentage of phosphorus, nitrogen, and oxygen.
No, that's incorrect. Charles?
Percentage of phosphorus, nitrogen, and ash.
No, that's
No.
5% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus, and 5% potassium. And David, what is the most abundant mineral in the human body?
Calcium.
That's correct. 20-point open question now on British Columbia. What British Columbia city lies at the junction of the North and South Thompson rivers, and its name is an Indian word that means meeting of the water? Steve D.
Kamloops.
That's correct. The largest of the Gulf Islands. It is famous for its lamb and farming. It is also a retreat for artists such as Robert Bateman. Ken?
Salt Spring Island.
That's correct. Now we have 4 snap starts here. What is the capital of Morocco? Steve?
Rabat.
That's correct. What is the name of Japan's Aboriginal people? Steve?
Honchus.
No. Anu. Which insect is hated most by homeowners? Ron?
The termite.
That is correct. It made its debut in 1913, introduced by Adolphus Green. What is the world's most popular cookie? Peter?
Chocolate chip.
No. Steve?
Oatmeal.
The Oreo cookie. Okay, now we'll have a 1-minute break. The score is 105 for Nepean and 80 for Woodroffe.
For those people who played the previous game, we've changed some of the snappers because there was a possibility one of the Woodroffe or one of the players may have heard 1 or 2 questions that we've eliminated. Okay?
I was just wondering, there was one question there where the answer was given the proton, the electron, and the neutron. That's not right. They should be plural. It should be protons, electrons, and neutrons.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not going to take Andrew's system, excuse me. If you're not gonna
Yeah,
take Andrew's
name
system,
the 3 parts of the atom. Okay, name the 3 parts. Well, what's printed is proton, electron, neutron. But the could be accepted as an article, I think. Name the 3 parts. The 3 parts. So, yeah. So, in a question like that, we have to use some judgment, okay? If the person really knows the answer, correct. It's just that with names like Andrew sisters or Andrew's sisters, there's mistakes in old question packs. And if you memorize a mistake, it's wrong. You just don't know it. The same thing is true for, say, the great silent film director D.W. Griffith. See? If it's printed D.W. Griffiths, and you say D.W. Griffiths, sorry, it's wrong. Just don't know it. The idea is to actually know something. And if it's wrong in a question pack that you've practiced and memorized it, this is a major difficulty. The good teams know a lot of old answers, but if the answers are wrong, we can't accept them. But in something like the proton, the electron, the neutron, we have to accept acceptable, reasonable answers. But as I mentioned before, Soviet Union or Russia, I tend to think of as synonymous unless it's a specific question about the republics that make up the Soviet Union. Okay, so you have to accept judgment calls, but bring these things up in the breaks just so I can explain the ruling. In the playoffs, the breaks usually go without any question. I still remember last year somebody answered, what's the largest sea in the world? Mediterranean. Because that was printed in an old question pack somewhere, I guess. Because I don't know. But the Guinness Book of Records said the South China Sea. I checked that, so see. Even if you memorize the practice Mediterranean, it's wrong. So you have to be prepared for that. Okay, well, anytime we're ready.
So we'll begin round 2 now. With which country's cuisine would you associate an enchilada? Ron?
Mexico.
That is correct. The south shore of the Gaspé Peninsula skirts what bay? Ron?
The Bay of Fundy.
That's incorrect. Woodroffe, would you have an answer? Steve?
James Bay.
No, Baie de Chaleur. What Manitoban was nicknamed Windy Nellie? Ron?
Nellie Smith.
Woodroffe? Steve?
Bennett.
Nellie McClung. What is the name of the so-called lost continent? Peter?
Atlanta?
What did you say?
Steve?
Atlantis.
That's correct.
Right, I think, Peter, your answer was incorrect. Yeah,
Yes, he said
Yes.
Atlantic.
yeah, right, it's wrong.
All right, a 40-point Who Am I question. On the first clue, you could receive 40 points, 30 points if you are given a second clue, etc. I was born in Toronto in 1903 and began my writing career as a reporter at the Toronto Daily Star, where I became friends with Ernest Hemingway. Who am I? Charles?
Margaret Lawrence.
Incorrect. Nepean, would you like to attempt a guess, Ron?
O'Connor.
No, I'll continue with the second clue for 30 points. I graduated from Osgoode Hall and was called to the bar in 1928. In the same year, my first novel, Strange Fugitive, was published. Who am I? David?
Isaac Asimov.
No. I'll continue with the third clue for 20 points. From 1943 till 1947, I was chairman of the CBC radio show Citizens Forum and was a regular guest on the TV show Fighting Words in the 50s. Who am I? Ken?
Sheriff Burton.
No, that's incorrect. The final clue for 10 points. An accident?
No, your light's on, so what's the answer?
Take a guess.
Pratt.
No. For Nepean then, the final clue. My novels include More Joy in Heaven, A Passion in Rome, The Loved and the Lost, and The Many-Colored Coat. Who am I?
Northrop Frye.
I'm sorry, I don't think they can guess.
No, it's the Nepean team.
Northrop Frye.
No, the answer is Morley Callahan. 30-point open question on people. The following questions deal with famous people and their accomplishments. What famous male vocalist has the same name as the composer of the opera Hansel and Gretel? Engelbert Humperdinck. What recent Oscar nominee is an actor, playwright, rock musician, poet, and rodeo rider? Ron?
Springsteen.
Woodroffe? David?
Tina Turner.
Sam Shepard is the answer. Alexandre Gustave Eiffel of Eiffel Tower fame engineered the iron supports of what famous American monument? Ron?
Statue of Liberty.
That is correct. 30-point open question now on Canadian universities. In what city is Laval University? Ron?
Montreal.
Incorrect. Steve?
Laval.
No. Quebec City. In what city is Laurentian University? Ken?
Sudbury.
That is correct. In what city is Concordia University? Ron?
That is Montreal.
That's correct. 40-point open question on astronomy. What is the shape of a comet's orbit? Ron?
Elliptical.
That is correct. Which giant planet was photographed by the space probe Voyager 2?
Saturn.
That's incorrect. I'll finish the question.
Jupiter.
No.
No, that's incorrect.
Make sure you learn to wait for the question if the other team buzzes.
You're not
But if you
penalized.
buzz in early, the quiz master will say what's the answer, okay?
And the answer is Uranus. A supernova was discovered on February 23rd, 1987 at the Las Campanas Observatory, located in what South American country? Steve?
Peru.
That's incorrect. Nepean? Two.
Yeah, you have to reset.
What's the other team?
That's why the other team isn't.
Chile, that's correct. The supernova at a distance of only 170,000 light years from Earth was the closest supernova in recent history. Name the University of Toronto astronomer who discovered it. Steve?
Ian Shelton.
That's correct. Now we have a 40-point open question on quotations from the plays of William Shakespeare. Who spoke the following words? What's in a name? That which we... Charles?
Juliet.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, he said it.
Second question. Who spoke the following words? And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover, I am determined...
Othello.
No, incorrect. I'll finish it for Woodroffe. I am determined to prove a villain. David?
Hamlet.
No, the answer is Richard III. To what was Iago referring in the following line? 'Twas mine, 'tis his and has been slave.
The law.
No, 2000s. Nepean? Answer, please.
The captaincy of Othello's unit.
No, the answer is a purse. Final question. To whom were the following words addressed? I know thee not, old man, fall to thy prayers. How ill white hairs become a fool and jester. Charles?
King Duncan.
No, that's incorrect. Ron?
King Charles.
No, the answer is Falstaff. Now we have a 30-point open question on squash. When a point is played over with no point being scored in the game of squash, what is this called? Steve?
Roulette.
That's correct. What part of the front wall may not be hit? Steve, yes.
A tin.
Yeah.
You've got to look at one of us. Like,
Yeah.
We don't know.
I'm sure you're looking over there.
Well, I was reading the question. I
Yeah.
was not quite
Yeah.
finished
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Just
I'm
wait
looking
for
at
the.
question pack.
Yeah. If you have the light and you know you have the light.
So it sounds like I'm pressing it.
Yeah. There should be a little opening at the bottom of the board, and you should be able to see the light. Yeah.
I didn't even hear the answer.
Yeah.
Is it
It's
or
correct.
not?
Correct.
What line must a service ball cross to stay in play in the game of squash? Ron?
The T line.
No, that's incorrect. Woodroffe?
The service
CE?
box. The service box line.
No, that's incorrect. The answer is a short line. 30-point open question on abbreviations. I'll give you the abbreviation. You give me the scientific name of each. LSD. Ron?
Lysergic acid diethylamide.
That's correct. TNT. Peter?
Trinitro.
I'm sorry. Woodroffe, would you have an answer? Charles?
Trinitotoluene.
Yeah. Correct.
And the last question, DNA. Steve D.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Right.
Correct. 20-point open question on geography. 3 questions deal with the previous names of particular cities. Fort Dearborn was the previous name of what major American city? Ron?
Detroit.
That's incorrect. Woodroffe, do you have an answer? Steve R.
Buffalo.
That's incorrect. The answer is Chicago. Which Canadian city was once known as Fort York? Steve R.
Toronto.
That's correct. Snappers to end the second round. British Telecom has recently put 60,000 of... Ken?
Mytel?
No. Of what heirloom items up for auction, Woodroffe? Steve D?
Telephones?
No, the answer is red telephone booths. What golf club is the permanent home of the Canadian Open Golf Tournament? Steve D?
Oakville Golf Club?
That's incorrect. Nepean, would you have an answer?
Glen Abbey?
That's correct. Is your buzzer not working, Ken?
No, it wasn't reset. It's all.
The best Panama hats are not made in Panama, but in what other South American country? Ron?
Belize?
No, that's incorrect. Woodroffe? Steve D?
Brazil?
That's incorrect. The answer is Ecuador. By what name was painter?
Dominicus Theotokopoulos.
Thank you.
Dominicus Theotokopoulos was better known by what name?
Steve D?
Pablo Picasso?
No. Nepean?
El Greco?
That's correct. We'll have a minute break now before we begin round 3. The score is
10 points for green.
Nepean 195 and Woodroffe 160.
That question, financial toluene?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Nepean said the whole thing.
Yeah, but there's the quizmaster's decision on whether he stumbled and was in time. So it's the quizmaster's decision. Like a judge can't overrule something like there wasn't enough time given. Scorekeeper, here's a quiz fact that will help you. Okay? Like you can't argue the time given, and also there was a stumble. Like if you repeat a word, sometimes you have to be prepared or part of a word. You know, it's a close one. Definitely, though, both teams and all teams, if you start an answer and it's wrong and you know that you made it wrong, don't correct yourself. I know it's human to try to correct yourself, but if you do and you give away the answer, you'll be judged wrong, and the other team will have a chance to say the complete answer. You know, so if you start off an answer and you made a slip, try to catch yourself and do that, because you just, you know. Okay, any time?
We'll begin round 3 now. We'll begin with 40-point snap starts. What does the term dentiform mean? Ron?
The shape of teeth?
Right. What is a baby beaver called? Ken?
A kit?
That's correct. What island east of Halifax is nicknamed the Graveyard of the Atlantic? Ron?
Cape Breton?
That's incorrect. They all should know Cape Breton here. Steve? Steve?
Plymouth?
No, the answer is Sable Island. What word is used for both greeting and farewell in Hawaii?
Aloha.
That's correct. 35-point team question on history. The team which correctly answer the following 5-point scramble may then answer the following questions. So for 5 points. On January 29, 1929, a guide dog foundation was organized to help make a blind person's daily routine a lot easier to conduct. What name was given to the dogs trained? Ron?
Seeing eye dogs?
That's correct. The next 3 questions will go to Nepean only, and they may consult. The organization of the Seeing Eye Incorporated was established at Morristown, New Jersey. Labradors and Boxers and other breeds are used in the Seeing Eye program, but one breed of dog is the most popular choice. Which one?
German Shepherd?
That is correct. A dog begins its training when it's about 14 months old, and the training period takes less than a year. How many months as a rule? 4, 8, or 10? Answer, please.
4?
That is correct. The dogs are taught not only obedience, but also intelligent disobedience. What do the trainers mean by intelligent disobedience?
It won't lead the master into danger?
Yeah.
Even if he's commanded?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, that's fine. The following questions are open to all team members.
They had a 5 previously, yeah.
All right, there are 4 questions here on the history of aeronautics. What was the name of the first light airplane designed by de Havilland, which flew in 1925? Steve R.
Otter.
That's incorrect. Peter?
Songbird.
No, the answer is moth. In 1849, the Austrians bombed a city for the first time from the air. The bombs were carried in pilotless hot air balloons and were released by time fuses. What city was the first to be bombed from the air? Ron?
The city of Venice.
That is correct. The Henkel HE-178 was the first of what type of plane to fly? Excuse me. Ron?
Rocket-powered plane.
No.
No. Steve R?
Fighter plane.
No, the answer is turbojet. The final question in this category. In 1918, a regular service with one round trip per day between Washington, D.C. and New York was inaugurated by a U.S. Army department. This became the first of what type of service? Ron?
Commercial air transit.
No, that's incorrect. Steve R?
Airbus.
No, that's incorrect. The answer is airmail delivery. 30-point open question on world geography. What is the capital of East Germany? Ron?
The capital of East Germany is Berlin. East
That's
Berlin.
incorrect. Steve D?
Berlin.
That's incorrect. The answer is East Berlin.
Yeah, it's up to the quizmaster to decide.
You didn't say East Berlin. You said Berlin.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. In something like this, I, as the quizmaster, would have the option of saying, "Could you be more specific?" Or decide that no, they had to be more specific. So we'll go with the quizmaster's decision. Essentially, we'll throw out the
Am I
question.
not correct that it is the first answer you take?
Yeah, but in the case of Berlin, well, actually, I think you're right. You know, like it's, well, the city's
It's
Berlin.
not called Berlin East, it's called East Berlin.
Yeah, it's the, you know, it's. There's a difference between East Germany and West Germany. I really think the city's Berlin. Everybody knows it's Berlin.
Well, if you wish to give it to him. That's fine.
We'll go with the quizmaster's decision, which is both teams out.
Well, you're the judge.
Yeah, but I hate to overrule on a question which is can be argued. Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, the city's being partitioned.
Yes,
See,
I know that.
that's the trouble. Germany as an answer to a question would not be good enough. In today's world, it's either West Germany or East Germany, or if you go with the Federal Republic or whatever it is. You see, we'd accept either West Germany or East Germany for an answer. But for something like Berlin, it's hard because it's a city that's being partitioned, but it's a city. The city is Berlin.
Well,
So what's the capital? I think the quizmasters made a good decision. So we'll go with it.
okay. What is the capital of Rhode Island? Peter?
Providence Plantation.
No.
Steve?
Provincetown? Provincetown?
I heard town the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was actually,
Okay.
I know
Yeah.
it's
First
spelled-
answer.
Once again, it's the first answer that's correct.
Well,
So
I was pronouncing it like, I know it's T-O-N, but I said ton.
no, it's
Providence.
no, it's just
D-E-N-E.
Providence.
Oh,
See.
What is the capital of Tasmania? Steve R.
Edward.
That's incorrect. Nepean? Ron?
Stewart.
Hobart. And here are the final snappers of the game, 120 points. What is the largest lake lying entirely within the boundaries of the province? Steve D.
Caspian Sea?
That's incorrect. The province of Ontario. Nepean?
Lake Simcoe.
No, the answer is Lake Nipigon. What is the provincial flower of Newfoundland? Ken?
Lady Slipper.
No, that's incorrect. Woodroffe, would you have an answer? Charles?
sunflower.
The pitcher plant. In mythology, who built the labyrinth at Minos? Peter?
Daedalus.
That's correct. With which profession do you associate the name Veronica Tennant? Ken?
Ballet dancing.
That's correct. Which nation has the world's oldest flag? Ron?
Britain.
That's incorrect. Woodroffe, would you like to attempt an answer? Steve D?
Spain.
No, the answer is Denmark. In the Bible, who caused the sun to stand still? Ron?
Jeremiah?
No, that's incorrect. David?
Moses.
The answer is Joshua. Name the major battle of 1746 when the forces of Body Prince Charlie were defeated.
Culloden.
That's correct. What is the English translation for arrêt interdit? Peter?
Not, entrance not permitted.
That's incorrect. The answer is no stopping. Which hockey player equaled Rocket Richard's record of...
Wayne Gretzky.
That's incorrect. I'll finish the question. Rocket Richard's record of 50 goals in 50 games in 1981. Ken?
Mike Bossy.
That's correct. Which U.S. college is located near South Bend, Indiana? Ken?
Notre Dame.
That's correct. Who wrote Gulliver's Travels? Ron?
Jonathan Swift.
That's correct. Name the first man to climb Mount Everest. Ron?
Sir Edmund Hillary.
That's correct, and that's the end of the game. Thank you very much.
Okay, good game. Question? Oh, one more for the green? Okay, 340 to 160. Good game. Okay, a representative from Woodroffe. Here's the question pack, and there you go. And Nepean, you can keep the question pack. But you know, in something like Berlin, East Berlin, I think what you said was right in retrospect. It is East Berlin, but the city itself, you know, and people shouldn't argue about that. Something like that. The quizmaster, once you've made the decision, we want the game to be smooth. That's it. Yeah. He sort of knew, but when he started to try and then stumbled, because he didn't make a mistake, I would have said, I could have gone with, okay, well, you stumbled, but you were right, so you didn't make a mistake. But it was mainly, I think it was the time he considered. And even if they have the right answer, if you cut them off for time, then I can't overrule that. I don't want people to come and ask me